Tonight's venue has a special resonance for me. When I was a lad growing up in a sleepy little Kent village, but being already drawn into and fascinated by the world of rock and roll, I used to read the tour listings in the Melody Maker, and this was one of the halls that was always on it. This is the De Montford Hall, Leicester. So it's exciting to be playing here, and I think you'll agree it's a fine edifice. We played there last time, what, a year and a half ago that would have been? February 2023, I think, February, March. It's good to be back. I've got to hurry in because there's a whites wash waiting in the laundry for anybody that has whites to wash. I am one of those, so I've got to get me stage shirts into the whites wash. This is one of those buildings it's very difficult to tell what age it is. I'll do some research and pop the details on a caption on the screen when I find out. And I'm pretty sure the stage door's round the back. I saw the truck on the way in. I think it's somewhere in here. I hope it is. Oh yeah, there we go. So even from the back, it's quite imposing. Hello, how are you? I'm good. Can you tell me when this was built, this theatre?
1913.
1913, thank you very much.
It's okay. Very old.
Yeah. Yeah, good, thanks. 1913. There we go. Hello ladies!
How are you?
I'm alright, how are you? Oh, this is the wardrobe where the laundry is.
This is laundry. You'll be number 7, Jay. Today.
What, in the queue or in my dressing room?
No,
Oh, right.
in the queue, but they're already in.
Lisa said there's a whites wash waiting to go.
Yes, I don't know if it's... yes, I've put stuff. I think 4 or 5 people.
Stage left. There we are. Built in 1913. Harry!
Hello.
How the hell are you?
Miles behind.
Are you?
Thanks
You've
to
got
you
a
and your
large-
bloody guitars.
You've got a large behind, have you?
A little bit behind. Yeah, I haven't managed to.
Alright, well I'll get on with it then.
But yeah, I've kind of left the strap just to kind of stretch a bit.
Yeah.
I haven't locked anything yet.
Okay, brilliant. Alright.
Have a little. I haven't actually had a chance to tune the
PRS.
no, but I've tightened those a touch.
Okay, let's have a feel. You can film me. It's not
Brilliant.
that much of a privilege, but you.
There you go. Oh, I like this. This is where you say shit. Do better.
Audibly.
Do better.
Yeah, that's better, mate. That's better.
Yeah?
Yeah, I mean the action's still quite high.
The action is what?
The action's still quite high, but let's not go playing silly buggers. I'll try it tonight, see how we go.
It is a little bit, isn't it? On the
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I don't want to. I tightened it quite a fair bit,
Yeah.
like more than a quarter turn.
Okay.
Anyway.
Battery, and we are rolling.
Bonjour.
Bonjour, Maxime Obadia Ragido, who does the heavy lifting on guitar in the Tubular Bells show while I swan around up the front.
Yeah, that's
just
pretty much it.
find my list of questions. Okay. Max, give us a brief potted biography of how you started to become a musician.
Oh, wow. I wasn't expecting that. I fell in love with guitar quite early, actually. So I started playing piano at the age of 4. And I went to classical school, le conservatoire. And I fell in love with guitar, actually, when I saw Buena Vista Social Club.
Ah, okay.
Produced by Ray Cooder and directed by Wim Wenders. And it was in 1996 or 1997, if I'm not mistaken. And that's when I really wanted to pick up the guitar and do some stupid stuff with it. So
Well, you achieved
now I do it for a living. But yeah, I went to classical school for the guitar. I got expelled after the second year. The director told me that I had a horrible sound, and he advised me to play another instrument. So I stopped playing the guitar for 5 years. And then I listened to AC/DC's Thunderstruck intro. And that's when I decided to become a guitarist again, basically.
Okay.
And yeah, then I started playing little gigs around Paris for people. And my first gig was a Jewish celebration of Hanukkah, the New Year. And since then, I just wanted to carry on doing that all my life. That's it. Then I went to London. I was supposed to stay for 4 years just for uni, but I stayed 15 years. And now I live between the UK and Paris, basically.
Okay. I have a quote that I've used in other interviews from a Hungarian lady violinist called Kato Hamas. And she said, students who come out of the conservatoire system tend to be so afraid of making a mistake that they forget to play the music. Do you have a view on that?
I think that's why I went to rock school. I didn't graduate from classical school. I decided to leave the system, and yeah, I basically started playing gigs with little education about electric guitar and other styles. I understood that I was good and people wanted to book me again, but I wasn't good enough up to my standards. So that's why I went to rock school in London and studied proper electric guitar and various genres to a better way. So
Okay.
my education was actually not so classical in the end. But yeah, I relate to what she says. The classical-minded people around me are afraid of mistakes. I cherish them. They always take me somewhere else. Yeah.
Good. How did you get this gig with the Tubular Bells reimagined?
I met Robin Smith, the musical director, in my recording studio in London, and he was producing a classical crossover record, and we clicked right away, humanly. I can say we were friends from day one, basically, and then he saw that I had a certain amount of guitars in the studio, so he asked me if I was a guitar player, and I said yes. And he wasn't really happy with the guitars on one song on that album. So he told me, why don't you play guitar on that song? And yeah, if we like it, you're just going to play the guitars on the rest of the album. So he doesn't know that, but I spent all night playing on that song. It was a really tough song. And I slept, I think, 3 hours. And the following day, the artist and Robin came to the studio, and I welcomed them with my coffee and said, I just played a little bit of guitar yesterday night. Will you check it out? And I was really proud of the take. It was a really good take. Or it was a really good amount of 60 takes come together. And he was really impressed. And I got to play guitars on the rest of the album. And a week later, he called me and told me about this gig that he was putting together. And I said yes to it, not knowing the amount of work that it was representing. But yeah.
Okay.
That's how I got it.
So let's move on to the show itself. How do you think the performance has developed over the 100 shows that we've done?
Well, comfort is the first thing. When we played at the Royal Festival Hall, I was constantly thinking about what's next, which pedals shall I push, which instruments do I have to mute and everything. So comfort is the thing. Like now I'm on automatic pilot basically, and I just go through it without reading anything, without thinking much. I just think about the music. The second thing that has evolved is the dynamics. First of all, we're building different dynamics throughout different tour legs, bringing different emotions. And also, we know what the crowd likes. So we know what triggers certain emotions from the crowd. So that has developed, and it's really fun now, because we are... I always said that to my guitar pupils when I was teaching them a piece of music. I said, you need to learn to play the song and learn to play with the song. And I think we're at that point now. We're playing with the music. Right. We're being cheeky with it and giving it certain flavors so that we can play with the crowd.
Yeah. The point you make about which buttons to press and which guitars to have on, people don't realise the amount of our work that is sheer admin.
Yeah.
Which sound do I use now? Oh yeah, it's that and that.
It's a lot of multitasking to think about what's coming next, bar-wise, playing-wise, what's the next guitar and what's the next pedals to actually turn on or mute or whatever.
Yeah, while remaining on the leading edge of the music as it
Yes,
goes
of
along.
course, focused and tight.
Yeah,
and musical.
Okay. What show do you remember most fondly?
It will be the 10th performance at the Royal Festival Hall, because it was supposed to be the last of that whole mission. We were not supposed to tour after that. There was not so much certainty of touring it again. So although my playing for this piece has evolved, and so has my sound and everything, I had a very strong emotion there, wrapping this up. And yeah, I just cried on stage and looked at the sold-out room standing up. It was really nice.
Okay. So how do you think your sound and approach has developed?
I was allowed to be more myself throughout the tour legs, so I could actually bring my own gear without wanting to replicate Mike's sound. So that has improved. I was also able to purchase different things and to try different things gear-wise. So I've actually improved my tones with a few instruments, and everything is just more tailored for each piece of music. It's quite geeky, but for example, my delays and reverbs are really tailored for the next piece of music. So are the distortions and everything. So yes, my presets and my different tones are really shaped for Tubular Bells now. At the beginning, it was still a little bit puzzled up for a gig, but now it's really a Tubular Bells rig, you know,
Right, so,
suited
yeah.
for everything.
What show do you remember with horror, if any?
Yeah, there is one, and it wasn't because of me, it was because of the person who was my technician at the time. It was the Cambridge Corn Exchange last year, so 2023.
Okay.
And all my instruments were out of tune. And at the moment where I'm supposed to play classical guitar on the finale of Tubular Bells 1, the guitar was not plugged. And yes, I lost my shiz on stage. Yeah, it was a really lonely moment for me. And then it just put me off for the rest of the performance. Really.
Okay.
I was just not in my shoes.
I missed all that.
Yeah, well.
What do you think of Tubular Bells as a piece of music?
As every actor, well, some actors that get a scenario, I think you learn to love it. I liked it at the beginning, otherwise I would have said no, but I really learned to love it. So it was a very wild horse for me to ride on. It was beyond my guitar vocabulary at the time I got the gig. And when I say I learned to love it, I learned to play it first, which took me a lot of weeks. And then I learned to love it because I just wanted to be very musical to it and with it and really serve the fans who loved the piece of music. So I tried to be as authentic as I could be, but also a little bit of myself. So yes, I don't love every section of it, but there are some sections that still make me feel emotional, and I really try to play them with meaning.
Okay, what's the favourite bit in your part?
That will be the classical guitar part that closes Tubular Bells 1.
Where, for the benefit of our audience, you are completely solo, apart from the odd, very quiet synth note
Yes.
of Robin.
Yes, and it's always nice to close that part myself and to just play it as good as I can, and to get the standing ovation after that is always quite nice.
Well, you're managing the audience's emotions as they come down from the excitement of the Tubular Bells
Yes.
theme,
Yeah.
and then
It's such an intimate part,
Yeah.
you know, yet very hard to play on guitar. So there's that challenge, wanting to take it back to a sort of like quiet living room atmosphere, but also with a very, very technical part to play, you know. So
Right.
you need to feel relaxed, but also not make any mistakes. Yeah.
what's your favourite piece in the whole show? Not necessarily in your part, just
Yeah.
so
It's Caveman.
Caveman.
Yeah, it is
Really?
Caveman. Although some licks of it feel a little bit dated now, I like trading guitar parts with you, and it's when I feel like it's a bit of a rock gig, and it feels good because that's where I come from.
Yeah, because the rest of it is quite cerebral.
Yes, it is, which feels good. I like the geeky part of Tubular Bells, but I like standing and play stupid fat stuff.
That's what
fast
we
stuff
do.
with you.
That's the whole point of being an electric guitarist.
Yes. A point of it, yeah. That I embrace at that moment, at least. Yeah.
Where have the best audiences been?
Without a doubt, Scotland.
Okay, I agree, yeah. I wonder why that is. That's interesting.
Different people, different philosophy also, but just more passionate, more just better listeners, really. Yeah.
Any funny moments you can remember? Apart from everything I play.
Oh. Any funny moment. Sorry, I have to think.
It's all right, we can edit out all the
The
beard,
long thinking process.
all the beard stroking we can cut
Yeah.
out.
And the nose touching.
And probably the finger up the nose as well.
Come on, there has to be
I don't.
a couple.
Don't worry, we can move on. You come back to it.
Yeah, I'll think of something and then you can edit it.
What are the technical challenges for your part?
The quick changes between instruments, not because they're quick, but because the scale of the instrument changes drastically sometimes. So switching from a Gibson SG to a mandolin, and then from mandolin to a classical guitar, and then classical guitar to acoustic guitar, they're not the same. The neck width and scales are so different. So when the parts are quite complicated, it's really hard to get in the mood. You know, it really feels like a guitar marathon or a sort of triathlon kind of thing, because the effort is different, the distance to run with it is different as well. So your muscles need to be ready, and so does your mind. You know.
Indeed.
Yeah.
You got a message for our audience?
Yes. Well, just a big thank you for being such good listeners until now. It's really been great from the UK to Europe. There's always been so much passion from the audience, and we can feel it from the moment we start playing Tubular Bells or even Moonlight Shadow. Just that, and to stay put for future gigs, because we are redesigning the show now for future audiences, to enlighten people about Michael Field's music, about other aspects of his music. So yeah, just a big thank you, and stay tuned for further things.
Great. Has any funny moment come to mind?
Oh my God. Yes. During this tour leg, when our second percussionist dropped his sticks after playing the gong at the entrance of Tubular Bells. Yeah, it is quite funny.
It was very audible.
Yes, it was very audible, and yes, it was hard to control my laughter after that. I really didn't want to burst. But yeah.
Brilliant. Thank you, Max.
No worries.
Fantastic. Thanks, man. That's
Thank
great.
you.